Here comes a new challenger!
This video is going to be a bit more relaxed on the topic, and that topic being Ryu Hayabusa. I already made my previous video being the Ryu Zero theory, which you can check out, and my Fighter Pass 2 predictions post Pyra Mithra video, in which I also talk about Ryu just a little bit. And, lately Yasuda from Team Ninja has been taking a lot of interviews, basically saying, or being asked about Smash and saying, oh, we're just waiting for an invitation, except for that one time where he said, there's no plans for Ryu. So that's quite unfortunate, it seems. Seems like Ryu's out of the running, and that it was just unfortunate timing that my Zero theory basically got debunked completely because the interviews came out 5 days after. That's how people are seeing it. People are thinking that Ryu's now deconfirmed because the interviews. But here's the way I see it. You've already had plenty of times where people have been interviewed or asked about Smash, basically saying their character or the character being asked about won't make it into Smash, or that they would like to see a different character make it into Smash, or stuff like that. Alright? We've seen various different ways people who represent certain companies that have characters make it into Smash, that they answered in different ways under NDA. And to me, the way I see it is that interviews are pointless to look at, because no matter how you spin it, they could be lying, they could be not lying. Who knows? Maybe they don't even know something is going on. I mean, for instance, it could be possible that Yasuda doesn't know if Ryu is coming to Smash or not. Just like how back in Brawl, Sonic Team had nothing to do with Sonic's inclusion when it came to, well, Brawl, you know? It was all between Nintendo and Sega, not Sonic Team. They didn't have any input. So it could be just one of those instances. But you never know. I mean, when it comes to Ryu, we don't really know who Nintendo would go to, or Sakurai, because after all, when it comes to Ryu, he has various different incarnations, being the NES and the, hack and slash games respectively. And who's to say that Ryu will go with those hack and slash gameplay styles? I mean, after all, when it came to Castlevania, they mainly just referenced the older games, none of the newer, more 3D action-y games, right? They didn't reference those, they just referenced, well, classic Castlevania, Rondo of Blood. So it's just, for Ryu, it could be the same thing, where they just referenced Ninja Gaiden 1 through 3, instead of just referencing the Ninja Gaiden, the Sigma series or whatever, right? The hack and slash games. I mean, I don't know why they would ever want to represent Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, but hey, it is what it is, right? So I think the only thing that's basically staying from his, the one guarantee for Ryu is definitely his modern design, right? The black suit, the one that's very iconic, but he's definitely getting a classic outfit if he were to show up in Smash. If not a classic outfit, definitely an alt that's referencing that. Because Ryu is just a iconic character, he's a very iconic character, and to me, I find that this notion that because of these interviews where he's basically being said he's not in, is people for whatever reason think that now the character's dead. Of course, it's all up to your opinion, but the way I see it is that Ryu, just like with any character that's in speculation, is just wait and see, because no matter how hard you try speculating for a character, that doesn't necessarily mean that that character will show up, but that also doesn't mean that anything that goes against them means that they won't show up. You know what I mean? So when it came to the interviews, it's always been just sort of buggy for me. And whilst I'm here, I'll just talk about the Ryu Zero theory one more time, because there are some things I just wanted to address. First, why did I need to bring up the idea or the video that Koei Tecmo had if version D is already on the Nintendo website? The reason why I needed that Koei Tecmo video that showed version D was exclusive for the Switch is because it shows that it was exclusive for the Switch, and it wasn't coming to any other platform. But since the video was deleted, I can't really prove that other than the translation that I have in that video. So you're just gonna have to take my word on it that it is Nintendo exclusive, Japan only exclusive. Another thing, well, okay, if they put it in America, it's still gonna be rated M even with all the censorship. So what will they do then? Are they really gonna promote a rated M game? Well, the way I see it is that with Pyra Mithra, they included this game is rated teen by the ESRB, so similarly they could just put this game is rated M by the ESRB. It's the same concept, just, you know, instead of rated teen game, it's a rated M game. I mean, I always found it weird that they even put rated T for teen, you know, on the Pirate Myth or Xenoblade Chronicles 2 thing, especially when Sephiroth, you know, Final Fantasy VII is also rated teen. So I always found that a bit strange, but I guess it is what it is. And lastly, I just wanted to talk about Biolift and Koei Tecmo. Virgin basically said that, hey, Koei Tecmo and, well, Nintendo did talk about Smash, but he doesn't know what it's for, and people were speculating that it could be for Biolift, but allow me to just debunk that real quickly. Now, if you look at the characters, basically in the Smash website, or in the, you know, Smash Brothers, press any, you know, the title screen, you'll see that the characters are listed, and the companies are there, and each company that, well, that owns a character or a part of the character, whatever, show up there, right? So even for first-party characters like the Pokemon, you know, you have Pokemon Company, Game Freak. Even for the mother characters, you have Inc., you know, Xenoblade with Monolith. So they typically credit all of those, and of course, Koei Tecmo is not on there. And if it was for Biolift, Koei Tecmo would have been added with Biolift. I mean, it's why, like, for instance, with Capcom, you know, Mega Man has Capcom Ltd. Inc. or whatever, but then when Ryu came along, they added another Capcom trademark being Capcom USA. So stuff like that is important to keep note of. But then some may say, well, what if they just went to developers for concepts? And from my understanding is that with the Fire Emblem cast of characters, or just RPG characters in general that aren't third-party owned, it seems like Sakurai just takes away from concept art and things described to him and things that are actually shown in the game. He even discussed in the Biolift presentation that he played like a beta version of the game, so it could be possible that while, yes, I mean, he probably might have talked to a developer at Koei Tecmo or whatnot, I highly doubt he would need to go to a developer to understand the full concept of the moves and what moves would work and how the character would function, etc, etc. So no, I don't think that Sakurai went to Koei Tecmo or Biolift specifically, especially since, as an example, Biolift, right, is in Fire Emblem Heroes, and there's a reason why I want to make note of this. In Fire Emblem Heroes, Biolift is a unit that you can summon or whatever the case may be, as along with other Three Houses units. However, there was one other Koei Tecmo game that had Fire Emblem in it, and that was Fire Emblem Warriors. You know, it was the Fire Emblem Warriors game, and there were original characters in that game. And outside of Cypher, those characters have not appeared in any other Fire Emblem media outside of these Cypher cards, which were recently discontinued. So, when you consider the fact that those characters haven't shown up in anything, not even in the game that is specifically meant to celebrate Fire Emblem's history, it makes you wonder that what's the issue with those characters? Are those characters joint owned by Intelligent Systems and Koei Tecmo? What makes the Three Houses cast so different? I think what makes it different is that Fire Emblem Warriors used characters that were designed and developed by Koei Tecmo, essentially their personalities and whatnot, and how they would work in the Fire Emblem universe, their personalities. Whereas with Three Houses, Intelligent Systems probably created every character and just needed, well, Koei Tecmo's help with modeling and the game, you know, the game's modeling, how the characters would animate, stuff like that, essentially making the game. But I doubt Koei Tecmo had any involvement in the character design process, how the characters would, you know, their personalities, etc. So I think that when it comes to characters and all that, Intelligent Systems probably owns just all those Three Houses characters. It would make sense, to me at the very least. And thus concludes this video. Like I said, this video is a bit more relaxed. I don't think I'm really going to edit this one outside of just putting gameplay. I just wanted to really discuss about Ryu one last time because I think it's important, especially when it comes to the interview portion. Like I said, you know, Yasuda probably doesn't know anything. I mean, like I said, Sonic team didn't know anything about Sonic joining Brawl, so it could just be possible it's one of those, or he's under NDA and he's lying. We don't know how Nintendo NDA works for Smash specifically, so I'm just saying that if you think Ryu's dead, don't think Ryu's dead. If you think if you're confident Ryu's gonna show up, don't even think that either. Every character, like I said, is a wait and see character. We just have to wait to see if they make it in the game or not. I mean, it's the same thing as people wanting a Fighter Pass 3. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? We're just waiting to see if it does. And if it does, great. And if it doesn't, oh well, you know, whatever. So again, with these last two characters, it's just, you know, are they the characters we're predicting? No? Okay. And if they are, hey, that's cool. So when it comes to it, I definitely I just don't follow interviews. That's sort of my rule when it comes to speculation. My main rules with speculation are don't listen to interviews because interviews are annoying, right? And you know when it comes to being asked questions about Smash, how do you really answer it, especially if you are involved? Like, how are you really supposed to answer those questions? You know what I mean? So like I just hate using interviews. And my only other rule is that if you're a DLC, Mii costume, or Spirit, like right now, you know, I mean, I would say at least around Terry to current, right? At the very least, I definitely think you don't have a chance in Smash, because I would feel that at this point they probably planned out everything. And if they had plans to include the character as a DLC character or whatever, might make them a Mii costume. That kind of seems strange. I'm about to use another word that's making me cringe so hard. I hate that I can't use the word suspicious anymore, guys. I'm in constant pain from that. But, you know, for instance, like, I don't think that we're gonna get a Monster Hunter as an example, because we got the Monster Hunter Mii costumes, and if they're gonna have anything Monster Hunter related, I feel, me personally, I think they would have just included it with the actual hunter instead. That's just me, though. Like I said, you guys can let me know down in the comments below. And I also don't like making conspiracy theories that are based off of nothing. Like, the Zero theory is based on, you know, different conclusions in my mind that make more sense than what people may put out as the obvious, right? Because people will say, oh no, well, Yasuda said that the version D was just because, you know, the Nintendo Switch players don't like the violence. But then I'm like, well, that doesn't really make sense, because, well, I mean, the Switch kind of has like super violent games, just like the PS4 and Xbox, and there's just a whole buttload of things I covered in that video, so I highly suggest watching that one. Yeah. So when it comes to making conspiracy theories, all that, I'm not a big fan of it unless like I have genuine reason to believe in it, right? That's just how I am. You know, those are my rules for speculation personally. Oh, and my last rule is never watch block content. It's just not a good speculation channel to watch, alright? It just isn't, alright? If you're a fan of him, congratulations. You know, I know he can make great content, especially with the Snake Codex and all that, but when it comes to the speculation videos, the one he pumps out just because he knows kids will watch them and kids will just feed on those videos just so he can get views and money from advertising and all that sort of stuff. He knows it gets the money, so he'll just keep doing it even if it makes him look like the dumbest person. And he also takes artwork and never credits people for it. Like, literally just scum. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please take care of yourself, be safe. Let's get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Peace.
Coming through, partner, we can do this right. You're the fire, I'm the wind tonight. Burning dread, ha, that's right.